Hi, I'm Bucks County District Attorney Matt Weintraub. Today I have the pleasure of being joined by Jordan Thompson, who is a sophomore at Bethlehem Liberty High School. Jordan has been certified by the NRA as an expert marksman in the pistol discipline. Jordan recently contacted our office. She does have a connection to Bucks County. I think that's your mom, right, Jordan?
Yes.
Okay, and what is your connection to Bucks County?
My mom teaches French at Tamanin Middle School.
Excellent. Go Tamanin. And Jordan, you contacted our office because you have a real interest in gun safety?
Yes.
Okay, and how did that derive? Tell us a little bit about your background and your history involving firearms.
So I've always been interested in shooting. It's always something I've done kind of more for fun, not necessarily as a sport or anything. But my stepdad took me shooting the one day, and it's something I immediately fell in love with. So we took that and we turned it into something competitively. I shoot in many Glock matches and precision pistol, and it kind of just started as more of a hobby and a sport that's really something that I'm interested in.
And I understand you also excel in basketball. You made varsity hoops this year?
Yes, that's true, yes.
All right, and is Liberty going to beat Freedom this year?
Yes.
All right, excellent. So let's talk a little bit about not just shooting in general, but something that is a passion of yours, and that is gun safety.
Yes.
Do you actually present a program that you'd like to make available to people down here in Bucks County and all over?
Yes, I have been working with the Eddie Eagle program, which is made by the NRA. It is for kids. It's a little video and it's animated. It's a cartoon video, and it teaches kids 4 simple steps on what to do if they see a gun. So it's stop, don't touch, run away, and tell a grown-up. Very simple steps, appeals to kids. It's fun, animated, there's lots of singing involved. It's something that kids should be really drawn to, and I think it's a really great program to help kids.
So let me see if I got them. Stop, don't touch, run away, tell a grown-up. Is that right?
You got it, yep.
Okay, and before we get into some tips you might have for grown-ups to keep their firearms stored safely, what inspired you to become an ambassador for this program?
So safety has always been something I'm very passionate about, especially when I'm shooting, because even with my advanced level training that I go through every day, I still go through countless safety evaluations and briefings. So it's always something that's really important and a staple in my sport. So I always try to use that as something big that needs to be known by everybody, especially even if you just have a gun in your house. It's still very important that you know the specific safety steps so that a bad situation can be avoided. So I always try to focus on safety no matter what I'm doing. Even if I'm just going to the range to shoot for fun, I always focus on that safety aspect, because if one thing goes wrong, a life can be taken.
And I think earlier, before we went on camera here, you were commenting to me that this was born out of a tragedy that you read about?
Yes, I read about a 6-year-old girl who found her dad's gun and shot herself and killed herself. And it immediately struck me as concerning and harmful to our world and our society that kids are actually hurting themselves because of a lack of safety knowledge. So as soon as I read that, I immediately wanted to act, because that is something that should be prevented and something that's very concerning.
I feel like you do, that gun safety is something that we should all practice. It's very easy, and in fact, sadly, tragically, we've had a couple of very similar cases. I know two right off the top of my head. One was little Benjamin Smith, and another one was little Julius. These two were toddlers here in Bucks County, and they both grabbed a hold of their father's guns, who believed that the guns were stored safely, but they were not. And unfortunately, both of these little toddlers were able to grab their father's guns and kill themselves. We did not want them to have suffered in vain, to have died in vain, so we started a program called Ben's Campaign, Lock It Up, in which we provide free gun locks, absolutely free, no cost, no obligation, no strings attached, to anybody that requests one. And you can get one. We'll have our website information on the bottom of this video. And all you need to do is contact us, and we'll make these available to you. I think that gun safety is so critical. It's so important, and frankly, it's pretty easy to accomplish. You have some tips for adults as well as for children, right?
Yes. Adults should definitely be reinforcing this information to the kids because it'll help keep it in their brain and help them remember it if their parents are reinforcing it. They should also know how to properly store their guns because that's the most important part. It's on the parents because they don't know how to store them. So that's what
You mean the kids don't know how to store them?
Yeah.
So the parents have to?
Yeah, the parents have to learn how to store these guns properly so kids cannot get a hold of them.
Got it.
So it's all about the reinforcement and the proper lockup, all that kind of stuff for these parents to know so that their kids can be safe.
And is that essentially the tip, or are there concrete tips like we have for the kids?
It's more of an essential kind of all around, but they're very specific things. They teach all these different ways of how to store them, all these tips that they should be unloaded when stored, always known to be safe, always treat a gun as if it were loaded, all of these different steps that help these parents know how to store them so these kids are safe.
And I know that you would like to spread the word even further, and you would make yourself available to people in a gun safety course or a gun safety presentation. Can people get a hold of you if they'd like you to be an ambassador for them?
Yes, they can contact me by email.
Okay, we'll have your email at the bottom of our screen here. It's been really great to talk to you about this. This has been Bucks County District Attorney Matt Weintraub with Jordan Thompson, who is clearly not only an expert marksman, but an expert in gun safety and a great ambassador for all of us. Thank you, Jordan.
You're welcome.
Be safe.